day, sir. I'm Enrique Rivera, and I'm here to discuss about global citizenship. So, global citizenship is the recognition of one role in a globally interconnected society, where individual action can have reaching consequences beyond national borders. It involves understanding global issues such as climate change, human rights, and economic inequality while actively participating in solutions that promote sustainability, justice, and peace. A global citizenship embraces cultural diversity, practices empathy, and upholds ethical responsibility in personal, professional, and social interaction. This commitment can manifest through education, advocating for equal opportunities, reducing environmental impact, and engaging in humanitarian efforts, all aimed at fostering a more inclusive and harmonious world.
As a global citizen, ethical obligations involve recognizing interconnectedness, upholding human rights, promoting justice and fairness, and actively contributing to a sustainable and peaceful world, both local and global. So these are core values and principles: interconnectedness and independence, universal human rights, social justice and equity, environmental sustainability, and peace and nonviolence, and cultural diversity and respect. And also, we have specific actions and responsibility, like stay informed, engage in dialogue, advocate in change, act locally, think globally, promote international cooperation, challenge injustice, embrace diversity, practice empathy, be a responsible consumer, and contribute to the common good.
From a political perspective, the global movement of people, particularly overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, is deeply influenced by government policies, international labor agreements, and diplomatic relations between the Philippines and host countries. OFWs are often caught between the political interests of both their home and host nations, impacting their rights, protections, and overall experiences. So, here are the sum of experience of OFWs. So, the first one is government policies and protection. The Philippines government, through agencies like Department of Migrant Workers, DMW, and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, OWWA, OWA, implements policies to regulate migration, ensure safe deployment, and protect OFWs abroad. However, issues such as contract violations, illegal recruitment, and lack of strong legal protection in some host countries remain significant challenges. So the second one is bilateral agreements and labor rights. The Philippines has labor agreements with countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Canada, and Japan, among others. These agreements aim to ensure fair wages, humane working conditions, and legal protections. However, enforcement varies, and many OFWs, particularly domestic workers, still experience exploitation, wage theft, and abuse. And the third one is political stability in host countries. The safety of OFWs is often threatened by political instability, wars, or challenges in government policies in host nations. For example, during the Arab Spring and conflicts in Middle East, many of OFWs were forced to repatriate under dangerous conditions. Similarly, challenges in immigration policies in countries like the US or the UK directly impact job security for Filipino migrants.
Number 4. Voting rights and political representation. OFW contribute significantly to the Philippine economy through remittance, yet they often struggle to have their political voice heard. While they can vote through overseas absentee voting, participation is often low due to logistical issue. Additionally, there are calls for better political representation for OFWs in Congress to address their unique concern more effectively. Number 5. Citizenship and immigration issue. Many OFW aspire to secure permanent residence or citizenship in their host country, specifically those in skilled profession. However, restrictive immigration policy and discrimination make it difficult for many Filipino to transition permanent residence. Policy such as kafala or sponsorship system in the Middle East also limit their freedom and legal status. So, heard the first-hand knowledge of OFW experience. OFW often share their frustration regarding slow government action when they face injustice abroad. Many express the feeling of being used as modern-day heroes through a remittance but lacking adequate political support when they need legal assistance. Some have also actively participated in protests or advocacy group calling for better labor policy and reforms.
Economic. The global movements of people, particularly overseas Filipino workers, is driven by economic factors such as wages, departees, job opportunities, and labor demands. Here's an analysis of their experiences from an economic perspective. Economic drivers of OFW migrations. Number 1. Wages differentials. Many Filipinos seek jobs abroad due to significantly higher wages compared to local earnings. For example, nurses, engineers, and domestic workers can earn up to 5 times more in countries like the US, Canada, and the Middle East. Number 2. Job scarcity in the Philippines. Despite economic growth, local job opportunities often do not match the population's employment needs, especially in skilled professions. Number 3. Remittance. OFWs contribute around 9% of the Philippine GDP through remittances, fueling domestic consumption, real estate, and education investments. So in economic challenges OFWs face, number 1, cost of migration. Many workers take out loans to pay for placement fees, leading to initial financial burdens. Number 2, labor exploitation. Some employers underpay or overwork over OFWs, and legal protections vary per country. Number 3, currency fluctuations. Exchange rate changes affects the value of their remittances, impacting family savings and investments. So, impacts on the Philippines. Number 1, increased consumers spending. OFW remittances drives real estate growth, educational access, and entrepreneurship. Number 2, brain drain versus brain gain. While skilled workers leave, some return with enhanced skills, contributing to the local economy. Number 3, dependence on migration. Heavy reliance on remittances can discourage domestic jobs creation and economic diversification.
Economic, the global movement of people, particularly overseas Filipino workers (OFW), reflect a significant trend in migration driven by economic factors. First is job opportunities. Many OFW seek employment abroad due to the limited job opportunities in the Philippines. High unemployment rates, underemployment, and low wages often prompt individuals to look for better paying job and overseas. Second is the remittances. The money sent back home by OFW play a crucial role in the Philippines economy. Remittances contribute to household income, fund education, and support local business in 2022. The remittances from OFW accounted for a substantial portion of the country and GDP, underscoring their economic impact. Third is the financial gains. Many OFW report improvement in their quality of life through higher earning. They often invest property education for their children and other long-term assets, which can lead to upward mobility for their families. Fourth is the challenges and sacrifices. Despite the financial benefits, OFW face numerous challenges including the separation from the family, culture, and adjustment. And often harsh working conditions, many endure the long hours, difficult job, and sometimes exploitative the labor practices. The fifth is the skill development. Working abroad can provide OFW with a valuable skill and experience. Many take on roles that enhance their qualification, which can be beneficial if they return to the Philippines or seek employment and elsewhere.
Cultural identity. Living abroad can lead to a complex relationship with cultural identity. FWs find themselves balancing their Filipino heritage with the culture of their host countries. This can manifest in various ways, such as participating in cultural events, cooking traditional Filipino dishes, or forming communities with other Filipinos. Discrimination and exploitation. Unfortunately, many OFWs face discrimination and exploitation in their host countries. They may encounter biases based on their nationality or ethnicity, and some may be subjugated to unfair labor practices. This can lead to a sense of vulnerability and a need for advocacy and support. Community and support networks. Despite the challenges, many OFWs find solace in the communities they build abroad. Filipinos expatriate groups often provide emotional support, cultural connections, and practical assistance. These networks can help mitigate feelings of isolation and foster a sense of belonging.
Overseas Filipino workers are individuals who leave the Philippines to work in various sectors including healthcare, construction, domestic work, and hospitality. Their experiences can be multifaceted and deeply impactful, both personally and culturally. Cultural adaptation. OFW often face the challenge of adapting to new cultures. This can involve learning a new language, understanding different social norms, and navigating workplace dynamics. For instance, a Filipino nurse working in a Western country may need to adjust to different healthcare practices and patient interactions. Separation from family. One of the most significant challenges for OFW is the emotional toll of being away from their families. Many OFW work abroad for years, sending remittance back home to support their loved ones. This separation can lead to feelings of loneliness and homesickness, as well as challenges in maintaining family relationships. Conclusion. The global movement and people, particularly the experiences of overseas Filipino workers, highlights the complexities of migrations. While OFW contribute significantly to the economic of their host countries and their home country through remittances, they also navigate a myriad of challenges that impact their cultural identity and personal well-being. Understanding this experience is crucial for fostering empathy and support for migrant workers worldwide.
Social factors are the conditions, relationships, and institutions that affect how people live, interact, and relate to each other in a community or society. These factors can influence our behavior, attitudes, and opportunities in life. Examples of social factors include: first is family and relationship, second is cultural and traditions, third social class and economic status, Fourth is education and access to resources. Fifth, community and social networks. Fifth is media and technology. And the sixth, social policies and laws. And the last is discrimination of social inequality. Social factors can be true of us the environment in which we live, and they can we have a big impact in our well-being, opportunities, and quality of life.
Social factors refer to the things that affect how people live, interact, and relate to each other in a community or society. These factors can influence our behavior, attitudes, and opportunity in life. Here are some examples of social factors. 1. Family. Our family background, structure, and values can shape our identity and behavior. 2. Culture. The custom, traditions, and norms or community or society can influence our behavior and worldview. Social class or economic status and position in a society can affect our access to resources, education, and job opportunities. 4. Media. The information and message we receive through media can shape our precipitation and attitudes. 5. Community. The strength and cohesion of our community can affect our sense of belonging and support. 6. Social policies. Government policies and laws can impact our access to healthcare, education, and social service. 7. Technology. The availability and accessibility of technology can influence our communication, education, and economic opportunities. These social factors can interact with each other and with individual characteristics to shape our lives and opportunities.